people right now. You want the speedo or?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to GAVRA Racing Ferrari 33 SP Series. And tonight I have a special guest for y'all. Joining me in the commentary box is Ryan Ruby. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I'm alright, mate. Making the comeback to commentary once in a while.
Well, it's good to see you back in here. Yeah, and as everyone can see, let me get my screen so I can see just a little bit better, y'all. We are here at Long Beach, California at night. This is going to be an epic race. It is 3.84 kilometers or 2.3 miles long, 11 hair-racking turns, or nerve-wracking rather, 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, approximately 80-minute race, but it is in fact 87 grueling, a little bit tongue-tied there, laps for these drivers tonight. Ryan, what do you think about Long Beach? I know it is, for me, it is a very, very tough track.
It is a very tough track going in towards turn one with the 13 cars that are going to be hurtling into it about 130 miles an hour. As you're turning in, it's going to be nerve-wracking for the boys at the front, hoping they don't get rear-ended. I've had the situation of that happening to me, and it doesn't help when it's dark.
No, it really doesn't.
But it's a totally different scene.
Well, thankfully they do have a lot of street lights out in California, so maybe that'll help them out a little bit. I saw in the background some of the drivers are already having a little bit of trouble.
I was he's hit the front end of his car.
Oh, not good. And just real quick to remind everyone of last week's finish. Last week's podium was Flip was first, Alochamps had second, Interceptor had third, and we all decided to give K Morse the driver of the day. I believe he definitely deserved it. He had a really good run. And I'll go ahead and pop that off the screen there. And I guess we can move on to see if I can make this work right, y'all. I'm going to move on real quick, Ryan, and go ahead and get their driver standings out of the way. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. I seem to have clicked the wrong banner there somewhere. Yep, I did. I clicked the wrong banner. Y'all have to excuse me. I got a lot on my mind. But anyway, so here we go. The drivers and their standings. Flip is in first with 30 points. Alochamps has 24 points. Interceptor with 21. Hodgker with 18 points. Snaker with 15 points. Agulator with 12. And yeah, as y'all can see, we're steady trying to get Sig back in here. I really hope he manages to make it in for the race. As a community, we may have to help him with his internet so we can make sure he gets in the races a little bit more often. And we have Dr. Fiend with 9 points. ID4 with 8 points. Mike HLB with 7 points. Manic with 6 points. K-Morse with 5. And of course, Sig, I just got done talking about his internet. He had a disconnect last week, unfortunately. And Chef did not finish, along with Solo Solita and Guri69, which was very unfortunate. Hopefully, Ryan, we'll get to see all these drivers finish tonight. As you were, I think, definitely on a great subject there with the crashes.
Yeah.
On this track.
Because when you're driving these cars around this track in the daytime, going into that turn 1. I mean, I do drive with 30 AI, but going into turn 1, you're braking, just that back in, because it's a LMP, most of these are rear-wheel drive. You're braking in, you lock the rear wheels up, and you're gone, and you're into that tyre wall, which is going to be a bit of experience for some of these tonight if they're going to decide to do that. But if not, it would be a good race.
Yeah, and I was just noticing Alochamps has already suffered a little bit of damage on the practice. He's got a headlight out.
Yeah,
hopefully it hasn't hurt his aero too much.
He is currently sitting in P1 though, with a second faster than ID4. Oh no, saying that. Interceptor's just gone into a quicker time.
Oh, well, you can go ahead and pop their timings back up there if you want, so everybody can have a look at what these guys are doing in practice. Oh, there we go.
We've got.
See, it has been proven to be a very tight field at Barcelona and last week at Daytona, which Ryan, I'm seeing literally the top 6 right on top of each other, and everyone else that has said it. Oh, I'll take that back. The top 8 now literally right on top of each other, and the rest of the field is not far behind them.
All of them are now within 2.5 seconds of each other. So we'll see when we go into the qualifying if people like faster and all that can improve their time to go towards the front and battle for pole position. It's going to be 10 minutes of trying to get clean air, and it's going to be a bit of a struggle for some of them. The rest of ID4 as he comes down sector 3 now.
Yeah, I definitely think turn 1 is going to be absolutely brutal. I'm not going to lie, Ryan. I'm not looking forward to turn 1 tomorrow night in the GT3s.
Oh, that's going to be even worse.
Oh yeah, I'm in that giant in the Bentley, but actually, y'all, I really do love that car. It is fantastic. There's some people think there's something wrong with the car, but there really isn't. It's a great car, but it is big.
Yeah. There's ID4's in the pit lane now. What? The friend as he's through sector 3. As I remember this as drift corners. If some of you are familiar with the Formula Drift, this is where they fling it about 120 mile an hour sideways.
Oh, good lord!
Each wall.
Oh, that is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's where the Brad ball comes from. We'll try and get someone that's actually going into it. Well on, Manic, as he's going towards the sector now.
Yep, and it looks like these guys, they're almost down to the end of practice. When they get down close to it, I have the standings from last week, team points, and all the results from last week, so we can have a look at. Maybe we can make a little predictions on how some of these drivers are gonna do tonight, and so we don't have to go back to the lobby with them during practice. We'll have something a little bit prettier to look at. We have Sig's standings to look at, and Sig actually does. If y'all haven't gone on the Discord and checked out the results and standings room, I can't put my finger on what Sig did, what he changed on the standings, but he changed something, and they look fantastic.
Practice is finished now.
Yep. So I tell you what, I'll go ahead and pull that up. And unfortunately, I did not time out this slideshow, y'all, so y'all will have to bear with me. It changed. we have. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna catch this on the slide here. I'm gonna wait for it to slide back. All right. So last week, as we already went through the points, Flip was first, Alichamp second, then Interceptor, Hodgker, Snaker, Agulator, Faster, Dr. Fiend. Oh, and y'all, yeah, this is what happens when the commentator makes a few little mistakes and he cannot keep up with his slideshow. But anyway, we'll just cover the team points. Tuned Beetle last week had 54 points. Speed of Light team had 30 points. And this thing will switch back in just a minute. Boy, I've really dropped the ball here on being a decent commentator and showrunner, Ryan.
No. All of the fun, isn't it?
It does happen. Everybody gets a few little glitches. But I'm going to plow through these real quick. LGR Motorsport, 26 points. Carl Coolio, 22. Super Racing Elite, 20. Eminem, 13. The Disconnection had also looked like they had 13. And y'all, I'm going to have to cut that short because these guys are hitting the track for their qualifying. And this is definitely where it all counts.
Yeah, we'll run on board with Lonnie. I've known him to be quite a good driver, as he decided to warm his tyres up in the pit lane, where it actually doesn't count until you get down the pit lane, as Snake was being given.
Oh, yes, the race director and the administrators are going to be very tight on the pit exit and the pit lane limits tonight. I believe the drivers are allowed 2 wheels over the blue line, but that is it, if I understood the administrators right, Ryan.
We've got Lonnie into sector 2. At the end of sector 2 now. He's got a bit of dirty air in front of him. He's got to deal with 2 cars that are quite bunched up in front of him. He's not going to be able to go for a flying lap here. But as I was saying about earlier, the drift, they come flying in here and they fling it right here, and they swing it all the way out, and then they fling it from one side and then they hit the barrier on the other side, as Lonnie nearly just does there.
Yep, and
Lonnie's put in a wall.
Oh no!
We'll go on to...
Yeah, none...
Chief.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah, on this track, there's several places where if they do spin out, there really isn't anywhere for the car behind them to go. I believe it's mostly is Sector 2, it looks like. The straightaway, they have plenty of room, but that second sector, Ryan, is, like you said, is extremely tight on these guys. Oh, it looks like Chef just couldn't quite make the turn there.
As I was saying, that corner there is a bit deceiving, and you go off there and you're ruined for about 20 seconds. You lost 20 seconds in the race, and that's not going to help out some of these guys into the long distance. And Lonnie is back. Lonnie's still going, even though he hit the wall. Go to as a hijacker. Flip with 1:13.6. Good lap there for him.
Yep, and sorry y'all for having the map up there covering up these guys' times, but at least it was just the warm-up lap. Oh, Ryan, we've got Faster setting the fastest time at the moment with a 1:13.42. Didn't we see some 1:11s during practice though? I think we did.
We did see 11s, but I think that was just a test of lap as Lonnie seems to be pushing the driver in front. I don't know who that is. Number 30, do you know who that will be?
Not sure. And it looks like we got a little bit of an empty chat tonight so far. Hopefully some of the crew will fall in here in a little while and keep us a little bit of company.
We've got 5 people viewing at the moment.
Oh, well, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in and watching. This is definitely going to be an epic race. Once again, it is the Ferrari 33 SP LMP 900s at Long Beach, California. Yep, there we go. Flip is set a 112 flat
Yeah.
Faster came back also with a 112 lap. Aloe Champs with the 112s. We're really going to see some...
Lonnie goes 113 ton with dirty air. He's going to look to the inside line and qualifying. Go there. They're all in the first two sectors, and that's where we hope them all to be during the race tonight. 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they do. That's a good point. They do only have 5 minutes left, and I'm noticing some of the guys in the bottom are having a little bit of trouble getting a good time in.
Chief had that spin out, as I said earlier. It's about 20 seconds or so you lose. Snaker, I think, had the same issue with Chief. They've both gone on at turn 1, and they've not actually set a good lap yet. Wait until Chief comes around the final corner now. See if he's improved. Yeah, Snaker. Snaker?
Yep, Snaker improved quite a bit. He put himself in the 113s. Yeah, let's see what Chef does. Chef is known to be extremely fast.
Oh, he's gone to 5th.
Yep, see, he never does disappoint. He was a crowd favorite last season in the BMWs.
Yeah. The old BMWs, that was a good series.
It really was. Those guys raced their butts off, and so Chef he took on a lot more car this time with this Ferrari, but he's been handling it very well.
He looks to be quite smooth at the moment. First sector and second sector now. As he goes overtaking the yellow buzz, which I don't know who it is. Going down towards sector 3 now, and he's up on his time by 0.1 of a second. So this will possibly put him P4 if he can improve. He's going into the final few corners. And the final corner now.
I think this is about where we're going to see him setting at for the start of the race, though. If I remember the first 2 races, he was right in about the middle of the field.
He let off there on the final bit of the straight there. But Aloe Champs have just gone fastest with a 1:11.42.
Wow, look, we have the top 4 drivers now with a 1:11, and Manic UK is just he's right there behind him with a 1:12.19.
Yeah. Then, the top 7 are within a second of each other, so it's closing up. But we've got Mike and see if he can improve, as he's 7 seconds down is the lead the whole time. Just trying to see if he can control the car through the final 2 sector.
Yes, I will be watching Mike HLB very closely tonight, because I have to race against him tomorrow night on this track once again in the GT3. So I hope he does really good tonight. Oh, we do have a spinner, but yeah, he's going to be a rival tomorrow night. So I'm going to really be watching to see how he tackles this track, to look for any weaknesses I can probe out tomorrow.
Improve on his lap time. He should, because he's quite fast. He's gone and improved, but he hasn't moved any position. Oh, as Aloe Champs has been beaten by Farstar, and the time is very close. It's within 0.05 of 0.02 of a second, so that's not even a tyres width. We've got a yellow flag. Someone has spun in sector 1.
Oh.
3.
Well, Ryan, I can't help but to notice that the time difference between 1st and 13th is only about
2.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's only about 2.5 seconds. This is going to be a very tight race. I don't think these drivers are going to disappoint us at all tonight.
I think we're going to have a tight battle between the first the top 10. If it stays safe. If it stays safe and no pressures, we could be seeing a very intense battle between the top 10.
I believe we will.
1.2 seconds between the first to first to 10th, yeah. And Flip has gone to set a faster lap time of 1:11.192. And ESR Chef has gone second. Oh, no, he hasn't. Interceptor's gone first.
Yep, it looked like Chef had a little bit of trouble on that turn around that vegetation carousel. And I think that is going to prove to be very tricky for these guys tonight.
Yeah.
Not to admit any of my weaknesses in the GT3s on this course, but it's proven very tricky to me. And now that I think about it, because I am famous for not being able to walk and chew gum. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. Joe in bold type. Someone say something in the chat. Joe, it's great to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? I was just fixing to point out my huge mistake on that, how in the GT3s, tomorrow night we are not at Long Beach. We are at Rapuna Park, which is going to be equally as difficult, I think. The only big difference for me is one has a lot of runoff, and, well, Long Beach, obviously, there is zero runoff whatsoever. And looks like, yeah, they're pretty much done with their qualifying, it looks like. Looks like, though, Ryan, a couple of drivers did manage to pull out a couple penalties during it.
Oh, Snake and Chief have got one place grid penalty, so Interceptor's going to take pole position there.
Oh, very nice from Interceptor then.
Yeah. There's the top, what is it, the top 11 within 1.5 seconds. With only Aglater and Mike sitting back, but they could be sandbagging, and we might be seeing a bit more of a battle later in the race from them two.
Well, if you want to give us that rundown real quick before it pops off the screen, I'm sure these guys will be hitting the button pretty fast.
Pole position for 1:11.083 with Interceptor in second, behind him by not even 1 point of a second. And I didn't get the rest.
Yep. Yeah, that screen does go fast. And thank you, AA Razy, so much. Razy says something in the chat. I disagree, Joe. I thought that was quite funny. That was quite humorous. I needed that. Crazy, I appreciate it. And as y'all can see, we are sitting here. I believe I am even more nervous than the drivers for the start of this one, Ryan.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. As we're going to see 13 sets of headlights going in towards turn one, and it's not going to be nice.
No, it is not, and hopefully I will be able to keep up, but I have a feeling this could be the race that they actually make me fall flat on my face trying to keep up with them. So we'll just have to see. And hopefully as the race goes on, some more people besides Joe and just Razy will talk in the chat. They're going to get kind of lonely, y'all, if they're the only ones in there talking to each other. And sooner or later, Razy may chop off Joe's head if y'all leave him too long. He is the head chopper of GAVRA Racing. That's why I gave him the guillotine on the sheets. Well, Ryan, it looks like they're taking their time on getting loaded in here.
Yeah.
I think the drivers are definitely taking advantage of that full 2 minutes. Well, while they are, everybody make sure you go to gavraracing.altavista.org and check out the website. And on there, you'll find links to the GAVRA Racing Discord, along with a link to the Patreon if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. GAVRA set up some really interesting tiers for the GAVRA supporters. And I must say, there's one that is set up your own events, which I'm very, very intrigued about. And I'm going to shut up because we're sinking in. And I believe we have the backside of the lights, so we won't get to see them. Nope, we don't, but they are off. Interceptor off fantastically, followed by Flip. Alichamps. Oh, no! Oh, we have had massive carnage in the back. It looks like we actually even dropped 2 drivers while they were getting loaded in. But we do have...
Turn one safely. One's gone a bit deep, as I'm going to get the map up and speed up. So we've got ESR Chief, who had a great qualifying. He has flipped the car.
Oh no, yeah.
He's got no front bumper to the car.
Oh, hopefully he can get his car back around and get it fixed real quick. This car has literally no grip whatsoever without its aero kit. But yeah, like I was saying, Interceptor has managed to come off and has got himself. He really is not very far up in the lead there. Oh. Maybe our camera guy will move us up to the leaders and off the chef here.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, all good. I'm not great with hints. Yeah, Interceptor is managing to keep the lead. He's got Flip all on top of him, though. Right behind them is Dr. Fiend, who last week had an amazing race. Dr. Fiend is under pressure from Aloe Champs, though, followed by Hodgker, Lonnie, ID4, Manic, HLB, I'm sorry, Manic UK, Agulator. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Mike, HLB in 8th, Agulator 9th, and Manic UK in 10th. And ESR Chef is bringing up the lead, but I think we're going to see him make a pretty decent recovery. And yet, Ryan, like I was saying, I believe we lost 2 drivers while we were loading in. We had 13, and now we're down to 11.
Yeah, I don't know who we lost, but as the race is going on quite well, we've got Flip and Interceptor battling away whilst we've got a friend and Aloe Champs. Aloe Champs is near the outside line. No, he's going to go try and switch back. No, we don't get it. We've still got some battles, two-way battles.
Oh, as Aloe Champs and who was that? Dr. Fiend were coming down side by side through turn 3, I believe that was. It's like Dr. Fiend did manage to get the move in front of him, though. Lap 2. So far, everyone but Chef has survived. Well, Ryan, these guys are really fighting for position. It looks like Sector 2 is about the toughest on these guys so far.
Flip is trying to push his way into the inside of Interceptor here as them two are disappearing away from the rest of the guys. As ESR Chief is down on 2 laps.
Oh, Quazim, awesome, man. Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy Project Cars 2. It really is a good game. It is starting to get a little age on it, but really, it's the best racing, in my opinion, you're going to get on a PS4. Hands down. And Joe is saying we've lost Snaker and Flip. We have Flip, but yeah, Joe, we definitely have lost Snaker.
And no, not Lonnie.
Now we've got Lonnie. I'm not quite too sure who the other one we lost was. It was unfortunate, but I think 11 drivers, as tight as these racers are tonight, we still got a great field and a great race going.
I'm just trying to see if there's any battles currently happening other than Aloe Champs. Ryan's closing onto the friend and Hijacker trying to close in onto Aloe Champs.
Yeah, I believe about the closest could be Flip and Interceptor, but I believe that's going to be a battle we're going to see carry on through to the end of the race. Knowing both of those drivers and their talent anyway. Yeah, and unfortunately, Joe, we have to face Flip tomorrow night, and yeah, he's also one I should probably be watching on this track to see how he handles it and look for any weaknesses, because we're going to eventually have to face him here as well in the GT3s. Not going to be easy. But yeah, Aloe Champ's really not letting Dr. Fiend go at all. He's only about 3/10 off of his bumper. Well, lack of bumper, so I guess that would be his back tires, actually. The entire field, Ryan, is really tight.
Yeah,
Chef,
other than Chef and ID4. ID4 a bit of a problem. He's dropped the big gap, but Flip is sitting right on the back of Interceptor still. Is trying to get past him. Oh, as we got Hijacker and Lonnie also battling away.
Yeah, if it's anything like the first two races, we're going to see these guys group up in small groups as the race goes on. And we'll have a big battle out front, about 2 or 3 big battles in the middle, and we'll still even have some good battles at the back of the field as well. See, I'm sitting here trying to look at time differences. Yeah, Hodgker's only just barely a second and a half from Aloe Champs, but he's got Lonnie literally right on top of him. Behind them is Mike HLB. Mike HLB is about 3 seconds from Lonnie, though. And he's sitting in a nice little cushion at the moment because Manic UK is about 4 seconds also behind him. So he's got about 4 seconds in front and behind. But as we all know, that can be the dangerous point for the driver. It's very easy to slack off at that moment and not be as consistent as you really need to be. But yeah, Ryan behind them is Agulator still. Well, 4-3. He's 7 seconds off. And then
Flip and Interceptor are still at this battle, trying to go for the lead here. And, I don't think Flip Flip's going to get it anytime soon as he nearly rear-ends into 8, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, these two are they're gonna battle it out the whole time. They kept us on our toes last week. Me and Bowie had a hard time keeping up with all the battles on track. As y'all can see on the map, they're already grouping up about like I said they would group up too. We've got a great battle for first and second, one hell of a battle for third and fourth, and it looks like fifth and sixth are actually closing in. I believe Hodgker is definitely fixing to get himself involved in the battle for third, fourth, and fifth. Well, Ryan, I must say, the drivers and this track combination, they are definitely not disappointing tonight.
Yeah, no. For such a small track, they are keeping quite close together. These two have just disappeared away from the other, and your big friend who's pulling a little gap on Aloe Champs and Hijacker. That's a 3-way battle there. There's a little gap to Lonnie. Mike.
And just real quick, everyone, not to hog up too much of the screen for too long, but I do have your choices for the drivers of the day, which I'm going to put on screen in just a second, but I'm only going to leave them up for just a second because I don't want to take away from this massive battle between Interceptor and Flip Flip here. But I do have 4 drivers. There we go, for y'all to pick from tonight. We have Agulator, Dr. Fiend, Solo Solita, or ESR Chef, which I think for me at this point, depending on ESR Chef's comeback, for me he could end up being one of my top votes, but all these drivers definitely one to watch. And just keep in mind, if y'all can, try to pick someone not on the podium. But I'll pop that up there on and off throughout the whole race. Give everybody a reminder who your choices for the driver of the day are. And at the end of the race, me and Ryan will see who y'all pick.
I mean, if it goes as it is, if ESR Chief can bring back a minute and a half, he would get it that hands down. A minute and a half down, and ID4, both of them actually. But
yeah.
Lap 10, and we're already lacking some people.
Yeah, but if you look down there now, we were just talking about ID4 and ESR Chef. Chef now has his gap to ID4 down to 5 seconds. Chef is reeling him in, but they do have, a 40-second gap to Lonnie. but this is a long race. We're on lap 9 out of 87. Anything could literally happen.
Let's
see, looking down. I'm just trying to look down through the times on the middle of the field a little bit here, Ryan. It looks, well, no, they're getting, everybody in the middle of the field is getting spread out a bit. It looks like Allo Champs, Hijacker are about the only other closest drivers. Well, no, I take that back. Dr. Fiend and Mike HLB are actually literally right on top of each other too. So 3rd and 4th within 1 second, 5th and 6th within 1 second. And as we can see, the leaders are not going to let each other up. They're 4/10ths off of each other. Oh, we're getting just a little bit of popping from Ryan's mic there.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it happens. It is a side effect, and unfortunately, I know it is probably very uncomfortable to have your phone stuck to your ear for the duration of this race. So thank you so much for being able to jump in and be the special guest commentator tonight. It's great to see you back here at the GAVRA Racing doing some commentating.
Yeah. Well, we've gone through 10 minutes quite quickly. There's 10 laps already. Gone quite quick. So anyway, it'll be the end of the race. But in the sector, slightly getting a bit of a gap now, and the gap between the other cars has increased dramatically. The only other cars that are close, there are 2 that are a lap down. I think they're lapping each other. One of them's lapping the other.
Actually, it looks like some of the lap cars may have themselves in a little bit of battle. It looks like Agulator, Mike HLB, and McCaleb are all fairly close. Well, Ryan, you want to move us down to some of the guys in the back of the field? We'll check on these guys and see how they're doing.
Down to friend who's down at 5th. He's got a bit of damage to the front right there.
Oh, now we know why he's been losing a little bit of time there. He was literally right on top of Hodgker. That's definitely going to hurt him, Ryan.
Yeah.
What is your preference? Now, when you get a little bit of damage like this, do you like to come on in and go ahead and get it fixed, or you try to do like Dr. Fiend here is doing and try to stick it out until your scheduled pit stop?
I mean, it's early stages. As just going to pit lane now. But no, if I had damage which looks to be suspension, is that wheels are a bit concaved in and it looks like it's crabbing a little bit. I think that after a lap of that, you want to be in the pit lane and get that repaired. Even though you're going to be a lap down, you're going to be battling ID4 and ESR. You're probably going to be off better doing it because they've all got to make a pit stop at least once.
Yeah, I believe we should see about 2 pit stops. If last week was any kind of clue as to what we'll see, we'll actually see 2 of them out of it. I believe they actually did go through 2 sets. Some of the drivers only went through 1 set of tires, but they did take fuel twice. So pit stop strategies could be very interesting as to how they play out with this race. Let's see here. So Dr. Fiend should come out. Trying to figure out where he's going to come out. He should come out relatively close to ID4 and ESR Chef, I think, Ryan.
No, he's coming out just ahead of Lonnie. Lonnie coming into turn 1 now. It's a bit tight for these two.
Oh, very nice then.
They're having a battle now.
Oh, it looked like Lonnie in the background had a little bit of damage to the front of his car as well. It's like he's got all his lights, but I could have swore I saw a little bit of crumpling on his hood. And of course, y'all the track temperatures up there are correct. They have a track temperature of 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius, and a air temperature of 57 degrees Fahrenheit and 13 degrees Celsius. But that was the starting temperatures. I'm not that talented. I can't keep up with the constant temperature change of the track. But we do know that the track is steady getting cooler as the night goes on. So they will have to battle with a little bit of changing track temperatures, Ryan. How do you think they're going to manage to deal with that one?
Yeah, it's an odd setting because it's track temperature being 24 degrees Celsius or 76 Fahrenheit. It's a warm-ish track, but it's not going to be perfect for these cars, and they're really struggling. And if these have done a long period of night testing, they should be alright with these cars. The air temperatures, 13 degrees Celsius, so they're keeping the track warm. There's a bit of problems. They might have a little bit of problems, and this is where the locking up, the rear wheel locking up turn 1 is caused. You got no way of. Oh, as Lonnie puts it, you need to go back to some battles. Flip is trying to close back up to Interceptor now.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close. What is it, 7/10 off of him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like on down through the field, everybody is a little bit spread out. For the preseason race and the first race of the season, it was about this time they got a little bit spread out. I'm thinking somewhere about lap 20, we could see some drivers coming in for some pit stops, at least for fuel. And at that point, we should start seeing a lot more battles again on track. But, oh, Ryan Hodgker is trying to reel in Aloe Champs. He's got himself within a second and a half of him now.
It's at 2 seconds.
Yep.
2 seconds, just on 2 seconds, so they are closing in, but we have got these two that are closing up on each other constantly.
Yeah, these two aren't going to let each other go through the whole race. This I believe is going to be a very long ongoing battle. Ryan, have you ever had Flip behind you on track?
I mean, I've had him behind me, lapping me, but racing me, no, I've had the last week commentator, I had Bowie, I've had other drivers, I've had Aloe Champs, Outrater, ID4. Some of them guys, I've had them sitting up behind me, battling away in the GT4s, and they put some proper pressure on you. I think one of the biggest ones, I think Schwami. Me and Schwami had a bit of a racing beef sort of thing, and it was every race to the point that we ended up taking each other out at, I think it was Osnabrück GP, and I still somehow got third place in that race. Yeah, you get some competitive drivers here, and you're seeing it tonight. With only 16 laps in out of an 87 race, you've got Aloe Champs and Hijacker that are still together. Interceptor and Flip have not separated at all this race, and they're going to be pitting in the exact same lap. I can put money on. And you've got other drivers like Trent and Lonnie. They are still within a second of each other.
Oh wow, yeah, they really are. Lonnie is really not wanting to let Dr. Fiend go, and I have to say he's doing a fantastic job because he is carrying a little bit of front end damage there. So that's going to make it even harder for him. And as you noted earlier, here it is, the dirty air going into turn 1. Oh, looked like Lonnie had to get on his brakes just a little bit there. He may have gone a little faster into that turn than he anticipated. But yeah, the pit stops, Ryan, that's always a tough one. When you're right there, you know you're on the lap, you're in battle with a person or a driver. And you really don't know exactly what his pit strategy is. When you start running out of fuel, you're wondering what's the guy in front of you trying to do. It really does. It is a lot like playing high-speed poker.
It is high-speed poker, and
Lonnie. Oh no. Oh God.
This is where you do the flashback, so you can slow-mo it as it's the wall.
Oh, that was terrible for Lonnie right there.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man. It looked like the dirty air just.
Another lap down.
Yeah. And
that is ruined at front end, but he's going to be lapped by ESR's chef there. Manic behind him, and then he's got 40 seconds to close. Oh, but Flip has lost a lot of time there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was going to say, I ended up with Flip behind me last week in the GT3s, and he does a fantastic job of putting the pressure on. You literally cannot shake him. It's quite intimidating to have him behind him. How Interceptor is managing to sit in the hot seat that he's in for 18 laps so far is just unbelievable. Well, hopefully Lonnie will be able to get his car fixed and get back out, Ryan. At least he was close to the pit. Chef had to go all the way around the track, unfortunately. Lonnie did it, I hate to call it lucky, but he was at least lucky enough to lose the front of his car close to pit.
Lonnie's about to be overtaken by Manic now. It's Manic, I think, is coming into the final corner now, going down the back straight. But Flip is closing in. Within a lap, he's closed over half a second.
Oh, yeah, he did. I was going to say, yeah, you were right. He had got up to about a 1 second gap, and he's now closed it back down all the way to 5/10.
Yeah, we lost another driver. Manic's just left, even though he just overtook Lonnie for 10th place of the race, but Lonnie's been given 10th place again.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like the disconnects are not being very kind tonight.
Got this battle brewing, and it's going to be lap 87, crossing the line side by side. Right. And it's all a matter of who can get on the brakes better into pit lane. Damage. So yeah, damage, they're going to be leading. If Flip got the pit stop, he's going to be all okay. But we started off 90 litres and down to 50 already. 20 laps, they've done 40 litres. I'll give it another, like 40, lap 40 or so, they'll be pitting. Unless there's any damage. Are there any other battles going on? There's not.
No, it looks, everybody else is fairly spread out, but I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead real quick and just to remind everybody again of their choices for drivers of the day. There we go.
Can we give it to two people?
Well, I only have a spot on the podium for one. Yep. But, well, and the reason I was going ahead and popping this up here is because, like I had said at the beginning, how I think I was already eyeing Chef for my vote and how anything could happen on track. ESR Chef has now made his way back up into 8th position.
Yeah.
So he's doing very, very well. And once again, y'all, I'm going to pop this right back off. But your 4 choices for drivers of the day are Agulator, Dr. Fiend, Solo Solita, and ESR Chef. And Ryan, I have to say, none of those drivers are disappointing at all tonight.
We are missing.
We missing Solo. That's who we're missing. Snaker and
I-
Solo. Damn.
No, Solo was at the start of the race.
Oh, he was at the start of the race?
I don't think he stopped. I don't think he was in the lobby.
Oh. Huh. Well, that is a very bad commentator not staying on top of things and putting people that weren't able to make the race. I believe you're right. I believe I remember seeing in the Ferrari chat on the Discord that Sig makes for us, and everyone, well, I'm talking about Sig and the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord and you're interested in league racing or just want to get to know some great racers, join the GAVRA Racing Discord. There are links below the video, and there is a link on the webpage, gavraracing.altervista.org. And once again, there is also a link to the Patreon if you wish to become a Patreon supporter, because we are completely community driven. Everyone donates their time, from y'all the viewers to the drivers, us commentators, and our administrators that do a fantastic job of organizing and putting all of this together for us. Yep. Shameless ad done.
It's alright. It's alright. It's not that bad. It's when I used to play with Dutch Musso. Me and Dutch Musso used to have a joke of it was Sig's old team, LMP team. We used to make Durex jokes. So whenever Slide made a joke about Durex, I had to make one at least every race. And after 16 rounds, you can't think of any more that you haven't used.
Yeah.
Oh, who was on pole position?
At the start of the race, I can't remember who was on pole at the start.
I think it
Actually, I believe it was Interceptor. Interceptor followed by Flip Flip, and Alochamps made up the first row, actually. And, yeah, I do remember Interceptor managed to get out front and get a hell of a start. Oh!
I was just thinking, because...
Looks like we did have another spinner there.
If you look at the start line, 2 sets of headlights on the screen. On the start line. One of them first... I'm trying to work out who started pole. Because the first start pole was out.
Oh, it could have been the pole position leader then that we lost. You're making a good point, Ryan.
Yeah. So I don't know who we actually lost in the end, but it's good to see. And luckily we've made it through turn 1. No crashes so far. But we'll go back to the top 2. There, within a second still, and they are battling away for position. So they only got Alochamps only 5 seconds behind, and he is closing. Alochamps down to 4.5 seconds now.
Yep, and depending on what tires the drivers are running tonight, whether they're running the hards or the softs, I think we should start to see some of them come in for some pit stops here soon. I would imagine, Ryan, that a lot of the drivers chose to go with the soft tires, given the track and of course the cooler conditions. I would think they'd get a lot more grip out of the soft compound, though I could be very mistaken. As Joe, who's probably still watching, just not talking in the chat, will gladly tell you that I am very, well, Joe will just say I'm always mistaken. Let's just face it. But yeah, Ryan, we do still have 10 racers in here, and I think on Long Beach that is still plenty for us to have some great battles for the rest of this race. What do we have? 25 out of the 87. So we have 62 laps to go. Yep, 62 laps. Which is actually a little bit faster than most people are gonna think. These drivers are lapping there's still everyone's lapping this thing at 113. I'm looking there, Ryan, and all the way down to ID4 in 7th, everyone's fastest lap and last laps were a 113. So the whole field running very consistent and about the same pace. It's just the incidences that have really thrown a monkey wrench into the grid here.
Yeah, and I think Flip Flip is slightly just backing off of the Interceptor now. He's going for... I don't know if this is saving fuel. No, it's not. They're both running. They're both on the same amount of fuel usage. So I wonder what Flip Flip's trying to do. It's down to 1.5 seconds now. Go into this corner, it'll end up being about 0.8 of a second. As he can get that corner very cleanly there. They've passed Dolphin roundabout, as I call it. Shooting up through Pimp My Ride. If you don't understand that reference, there is a Pimp My Ride sign. I think it's Pimp My Ride sign as you go into that corner. Yeah, that's what I call it. Yeah, it's not been too bad. We've had a few little hits.
Yeah, the leaders had a great start. We had some massive carnage in the back of the field at the start, but past that, we've had a really good race and some great performance out of these drivers, and even the two drivers that lost the front of their car managed to get back to the pit, get their car fixed, and get back out on the track. And Ryan, I have to say, I always have massive respect to the drivers that suffer those crashes, but take their car to the pit, get it fixed, get back out on track, and finish the race, regardless of where they are on track.
Yeah, and that shows the true racer inside of them. We've all been there. We've all had crashes, and we think, oh, the race is over. We've done the pit stop, carried on racing. Next thing you know, you're battling for the lead of the race. Like, that's how quickly things can happen.
Yeah. Or ESR Chef right now, currently in 8th, is a great example. He had that massive crash at the start of the race. He got put down
at before turn 1.
And went from 13th, and he's now sitting in 8th. We still got a lot of this race to go, and he's slowly creeping up on ID4. I don't know if he'll ever have quite enough time to make that gap up, but he's holding at the 30-second mark. He's not really getting much farther behind. But I think he's in a great spot. Yeah,
and Flip Flip has dropped a big chunk of time at the moment on Interceptor, so I don't know what has happened. So Flip Flip, he's 2.2 seconds away. So I don't know if it's an engine problem or what, but he is slowing right down. No, but what's going on? ESR Chef is in the pit lane now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Interceptor has just managed to get a little bit more grip, or if Flip Flip is just losing a little bit of concentration and letting his lap times fall down a little bit there. But Ryan, we're definitely seeing now Flip Flip now 2 seconds behind Interceptor.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm very surprised at that, with the way these guys have been going the whole time, though. They've been putting out some hell of a pace, keeping up with each other, so I guess it's not all that surprising that as we creep up on lap 30, that a little bit of fatigue may be starting to set in a little bit. I think it usually is about this time for me, about a third of the way through the race, my concentration really starts going to hell, and it's very difficult for me to get it back. I usually don't get it back until about the last third of the race. Everybody in the GT3s tomorrow night, pay no attention to that. My concentration is fantastic through the whole race. I definitely do not lose concentration in the middle of the race and am vulnerable at that point. I'm on top of it and strong through the whole thing. Yeah, I don't
That's
think.
where you play the cat and mouse game.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna buy it though, Ryan. I don't think they're gonna believe me.
No. No. I used to make the excuses when I used to make the LMPs. To the point that I actually fell asleep in a couple of strings.
Oh, and it looks like ESR Chef is going through the pit. He may be going ahead and taking some early tires. Like I said, I think a lot of these drivers are going to end up making 2 pit stops.
I think he had crashed his head.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, because he's 5 minutes behind the leaders now. And, we start lap 30. So, that's it. Just over 57 laps to go. We've got some battles coming away. That's not happening at the moment. We're pit flip. Try and find you a battle that's going to commence soon, which is Mike and Lonnie.
Oh, these two closing back in again. Very nice. Oh yeah, Lonnie's definitely got a lot of front end damage there, even though he did get it fixed. Yeah, Ryan, Long Beach is proving to be a very tough track on the drivers tonight. As Lonnie looks like, no, Lonnie wasn't quite in the position to go for the outside. Oh, he is going to take him down the inside, it looks like, though. Mike went a little bit wide, and yep, Lonnie right around the outside through the turn. That was a fantastic move. It was a very nice pass. It has taken Lonnie a very long time, the whole race, basically, to get by Mike HLB, but he has finally managed to get the move done and made it stick. But Ryan, now we get to see if Mike HLB is going to retaliate. Oh, I'm looking up through there. We have Flip going through the pit. So yeah, I guess somewhere around about lap 30 is when we're going to see some of these guys taking tires then.
Yeah, this is the only battle. Lonnie's got away now. He's got Flip is it Flip lane?
Yeah, I think he's going ahead and taking tires and probably fuel to try to stay out for the rest of the race, possibly, but I really think the drivers are going to go through 2 sets of tires.
I know that Flip like 4 or 5 hours racing at different times to find out if whenabouts he can hit and finish the race on the last lap of field. And he's done it perfect. Because, yeah, he has as well. 20 laps he's done. So, 20. He's probably gonna that's about enough to finish the race. But,
Yep, and Paulo Bassi, good to see you in the chat. How you doing tonight? It's great to see you here. Hopefully you enjoy the race. It has been a very interesting race so far. We've had we've had a lot of great passes and crashes. Oh, ow!
I just put it in the wall twice.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Oh, he lost his rear wing. That's gonna make that car almost undrivable.
I think the car looks so much better without the wing.
It does look better without the wing, but it has zero grip on the back tires without that wing.
He's still driving it like he was racing.
Yeah, he is actually doing a really... Yeah, he got a little bit squirrely there.
We need to change to a different driver. We have lost another driver.
Oh, we did lose another driver. We are now down to 9. The disconnects are definitely not being very friendly tonight.
Who have we lost?
I'm not too sure.
Interceptor, Flip, Hijack.
We still have Mike HLB, Manic. I believe we lost Manic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Manic left when he was about to overtake ESR.
Oh, so we lost him a little while ago.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
ESR Chief is gone.
No, he's just down in
ID4.
ninth. Oh, yes, you are right. We have lost ID4.
I just went on.
Oh, no, that's very unfortunate. He was having a really good race. Yeah, Paulo, that was a disaster for Mike right there. Hopefully he'll be able to get his car fixed and get back out there and manage to get the race done. Long Beach has been being very, very brutal on the drivers tonight. Oh God, I hope not, Paulo. Surely we'll have more than 4 or 5 drivers left by the end of the race. Though
Yeah,
you do have a point, though. This is Long Beach.
I do agree with you. At this rate, it will be 5 drivers, but it will be 5 drivers battling.
Is Interceptor still managing to hold the lead with an 11-second over Hodgker, but
22 litres left in his car.
Okay, I was fixing to say, I don't think he had pitted yet. Well, Ryan, what are your predictions on what the field is going to look like after Interceptor goes in and finally does pit?
I think once Interceptor pits, it'll be around about the same time as Flip Flip, but Flip Flip is actually closing in. So I think Interceptor slightly backed off to the point that it's letting Flip Flip close in, and Interceptor will have to pit soon. You don't want to lose that lead. Because he pits a little bit later, he could be losing it by a big chunk of time.
And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Long Beach have a ridiculously long pit lane as well?
Yeah, it does. It's come out that fun. You literally straighten up and you turn straight to that pit box, and you're actually not out the pit lane until like turn 1. The indicator for race directors, if you're cutting the pit lane, is right down in the end before like the runoff. You have to turn left. Whereas other tracks like the actual tracks, they just merge straight into the track, and this one doesn't. You merge in after turn 1, which is kind of dangerous because you could come out of the pits and just be repaired. Someone just locks the rear end up and just takes you out, which is the best idea.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map. Yeah, the pit lane literally takes down the whole front straight, which is where the drivers really get a chance to open the cars up and make up some ground. I mean, these are the Ferraris. They do like to run. I'm not, given the circumstances of the race and the incidences we've seen so far tonight, I'm thinking these cars don't like some of these turns too well. They would much rather have a little bit of space to open up. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Interceptor manages to hold on to his lead, Ryan, once he does pit. I think you hit the nail right on the head, though, about Flip Flip's pit strategies. I believe he's definitely pitted trying to get Interceptor to stay on out so he could just take the position from him later on. But have we seen Hodgker go through the pit yet? I don't believe we have.
No, Hodgker or Interceptor pitted. I think Interceptor should be pitting soon.
And we are getting fairly close to the halfway mark, 36 laps out of the 87. And still, yeah, I think the whole first of the race, it was Interceptor and Flip Flip, and I think we're going to end up seeing that at the end of the race as well.
I'm a bit worried about Interceptor though. Interceptor is losing a lot of time to left, and he needs to be pitting very soon. If you don't pit soon, he'll have a big chunk of time to close in.
Yeah, and he has to be pushing the limits of his tires at this point. Well, surely all the drivers are getting pretty close to the limit on their tires, I should think. I believe Long Beach is definitely not too nice on tire wear.
Yeah, Interceptor's actually about to get 100 laps at this rate.
Yeah, I was just looking, trying to figure out who the lap car behind him was. Or no, wait a minute, that's Interceptor and Hodgker there actually. So the timings on the screen are messing me up here. I guess we're having a little bit of glitch with the game because it says there's an 8-second gap between Hodgker and Interceptor, but
that is true. There is. Hodgker is only.
Oh, so it's Lonnie. Lonnie is right behind Interceptor then. Okay. I was just trying to figure out who it was right there running with Interceptor at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, it looks like Interceptor plans on using all the fuel that he has in his tank. I believe he's going to go for just a 1 pit stop, or try to anyway, for this race. It's going to be close. He needs to get 2, 3. He needs 5 more laps to be able to do it if he takes on the same amount of fuel he started with. This is going to be interesting. Let's see, it looks like Agulator may be trying to catch up with Dr. Fiend. He's only 6 seconds off of him now. But yeah, other than Interceptor and Hodgker, which those also 6-7 seconds apart, as closest cars at the moment. We're just going to have to wait on some pit stops to see to get some battles back out on track. I have a feeling, Ryan, that this super long pit lane is maybe something that is impeding the battles just a little bit. Most of the other tracks have a lot shorter pit lane. They can get in and get back out fairly quick and not lose a lot of time.
Interceptor got 11 litres of fuel. Got 45 seconds to flip. 2-3 laps.
Yeah, and Paulo is talking about in the chat how Flip is, man, it is still closing the gap to Interceptor, just like you said earlier, Ryan. He's steady closing the gap, and Paulo also thinks that Interceptor may be trying the right strategy with the 1 stop.
Yeah,
I think it's a solid strategy, but Ryan is tires though. That's no, go ahead.
With him going in by 8 laps earlier so far, he's got a lot more of a chance to finish the race with a lot less fuel. Whereas Interceptor pitting now, if Interceptor pits and finishes and goes in with a full tank of fuel, he's going to be coming out with. He's going to be coming across the line with probably 20, like just under 20, 8 litres left of fuel, 9 litres left of fuel. Whereas Flip's probably running. Oh wait, no, you can't do just the fuel mixture on these, can you?
Not what I don't know if they can while they're out on track or not, but
if any of the racers are in the stream and they aren't racing. Confirm.
I do know though, Ryan, that the fuel mixture doesn't have unless you're in a really long endurance race, the fuel mixture doesn't have a huge impact on how much fuel you actually use. in project cars. It definitely limits your power, but you're almost better off just short shifting and not quite going full throttle. Basically just doing it manually instead of letting the car computer do it for you. And you definitely can, though, stretch the fuel limit out. I've done it in several races, but unfortunately, while Project Cars shines in many areas, it does have a few little places that it doesn't. And I guess we're just all gonna have to wait and see what Codemasters decides to do with the potential Project Cars 3 in the future.
Yeah. Are they taking it over?
Yeah, they took it over. They bought out Slightly Mad Studios, I believe, a couple of months back.
So it is going to be in the makings. Now that's the question. Codemasters and F1. Codemasters own F1. And if they own Project Cars, Slightly Mad Studios, is there a possibility that it's not going to be Formula A anymore?
In the next game, it may not. They may not add any Formula Cars to the next Project Cars game, just to keep them strictly in the F1 games.
With Codemasters taking over ownership, they're going to...
Oh, they might could use the licensing to...
Yeah. So we're possibly going to see Formula B's return, but they're going to be Formula 2s. Then you have the Renault 3.5s, which are Formula B's for us now. You got the Formula C's, which are going to be the Ford, like the Ford EcoBoost Championships or thing. But you're going to see like the actual liveries of cars in the game. Project Cars 3 with Codemasters license. We're going to be seeing Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull in really well built games. There's a possibility there could be a really big seller. Project Cars 2.
Oh yeah, I believe the combination of the Codemasters and Slightly Mad Studios Mad engine could net a fantastic race sim for the console. I guess we're really just gonna have to wait and see what they do with it. But I'm excited about it. I have to admit, because yeah, the potential is crazy as to what they could actually achieve. Interceptor's still not pitting. I guess he's gonna try to 43. He's up to 43 laps on the tank. He's definitely only gonna go for the one pit. I'm still very curious to see where he comes out on track though, because I keep going back to that ridiculously long pit lane. And because I live here, I'm gonna say it, I have that right. Only an American would build a pit lane that freaking long. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a ridiculously long pit lane, and I think we're the only ones that would even think about doing something like that.
Yeah, I agree with Karen. Don't need to, we need to get a safety. We need to get a safety car into Project Cars, because there are instances that we need to call safety cars out, and if it's going to be like a tree, we need to be able to pull it out. We need to be able to press a button and pull it out. If we don't have contact, it'll come out instantly if there's crash. Oh, an intercept into the pit lane with 2 litres to go. Here we go. Flip.
This is the moment I've been waiting for, Ryan.
Yeah, so is Interceptor going for tyres? That's this. He's hitting it in now, dropping it in now. So we'll see. It possibly is tyres here. Up in the air. No tyres.
Oh.
But where's Flip? Flip has got Allo Chap behind him, his teammate, sitting second and third. Is Interceptor moving? Interceptor is not.
Yeah, and we have Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is where we're going to see Flip Flip take the lead of the race. Said that. It's good. He comes past him already. Flip Flip is into the lead. Allo Champ's sitting second. Allo Champ's... These two are running the same amount of fuel. Allo Champs is trying to push him around now. Interceptor. Interceptor's just leaving the lane.
Yeah, and we have a Paulo has a prediction in the chat. His prediction was that Interceptor will come out about 5 seconds before Hodgker.
Yeah.
And no, not too terrible far off though.
No, it's not. As the friend and Hijacker are 2 seconds apart.
Yeah. They did manage to. He actually managed to get through that really long pit lane. Actually, surprisingly, very fast.
Oh, Allo Champs has overtaken Flip Flip. That's going to be another 20 laps of Flip Flip in pit. Oh, Interceptor. Interceptor's got 88 litres.
Oh yeah, he definitely filled. He filled all the way up. He completely intends on staying out for the duration.
Interceptor's up to finish 90 laps. As it stands, he can finish 90 laps. Whereas Flip Flip will have to pit again. But he don't want to pit with Allo Champs. There is a 2-second gap. But with Allo Champs pulling away, actually, that is going to give Allo Champs a chance of taking the lead. Because they'll run a lot less fuel and they'll be able to push the car a little bit faster.
Ooh, wow, Alochamps really did get by Flip Flip there. He now has a 2.5 second lead on him. How in the hell did he manage that? Oh, it looks like, yep, we've got everybody else is starting to come on in for a pit. I was definitely completely off on my pit predictions there, everyone. As usual. Looks like everyone's going to manage to make it. Most of the drivers, Ryan, are going to end up right there at the same one pit stop strategy. It looks like.
Is Allo Champs really just puts it in the wall? I think Allo Champs and Flip Flip will have to pit a second time. Yeah, short pit stop. I think Allo Champs and Flip Flip both doing short pit stops. And that's going to give a chance of them two taking the win. So they pull away from Interceptor who got 15 seconds to Flip Flip.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting right here at the end of the race, I believe. The drivers, they really have got themselves spread out quite a bit there. You've got a 4-second gap from Flip Flip to Allo Champs. A 16-second from Interceptor to Flip Flip. 21 seconds from Dr. Fiend to Interceptor. Oh, only 4 seconds from Hodgker and Dr. Fiend, though. They would appear to be our closest runners on the track at the moment.
Other than Allo Champs and Flip Flip, yeah, they are.
Yeah. But past that, yeah, it looks like oh wow, about 1 minute and 20 seconds from Hodgker to Agulator. 40 seconds from Agulator to ESR Chef. And from there, yeah, we've got just the damage in the track really compiled on Lonnie and Mike HLB, unfortunately. They are several minutes behind everybody else.
Mike is in the pit lane, and ID4 is sitting in the pit lane, still in the lobby. But
Ooh, may be
Yeah,
suffering a
look
glitch
here,
or
Mike.
something.
Look at the pit exit there. And
Oh, very close,
what
but
I mean, there's coming into turn 1. You come out the pit lane, you've got the possibility of getting smashed. Oh,
why is Flip? Is he in the pit? Oh, he's got a little bit of damage. He's back in the. Why is Flip back in the pit? Oh hell! This is not good for Flip, Ryan.
no, but thinking this might be a good sign. If he's pitting now and he puts 20 litres in. Wait, how many is Interceptor got? So if he puts another 20, 30 litres of fuel in, which is what he's doing, 30 litres, which is right, correct? He's going to get overtaken by a friend. There you go, 20, yep, 82 litres, 88 litres. So he's got a full refill there. Has getting done. Should be on his way any minute now.
Yeah, I'm thinking Flip may have gone with the oh shit pit strategy. I know I myself have one of those in my pit strategies just in case. That was definitely one of those moments. And Paulo in the chat says, yeah, he thinks Flip had a little bit of wall contact a couple of laps ago, and then it just all of a sudden got to be too much damage for him to be able to keep going around track. Ryan, he's managed to get back out in 5th, and he's doing a good job of staying in the race, though.
As you were saying, about 50 seconds. Him to Interceptor is a bit more. That's 50 seconds.
And we're right here on the edge of being 3/4 of the way through the race. 49 out of the 87. Yeah, Flip's really going to be trying to make up some time here, Ryan, I think. 20, roughly 20 seconds from Hodgker. Flip is very talented, and he is extremely fast, but I think if he was in a different grid, he'd have a really good chance of making that up. But given the talent on the field tonight, Ryan, I think he's going to have a hard time making up that 20 seconds.
I see what you mean, and we'll have to just wait and see. 50 seconds is not going to be easy.
No, it really isn't. And maybe even on a different track, but Long Beach is just such a difficult track to try to make up time.
And anyway, you go. Coming up to this turn here, probably first corner to sector 3 after sector 3 starts. Because that is quite simple.
Still, 9 drivers still in here though. 37 laps to go. The leaders, despite the time differences, Ryan, I think we're still could end up with a close finish between some of these guys. Interceptor still has to manage to catch up also 20 seconds before he can get in front of Allo Champs. But they're all running very identical times. Allo Champs last lap a 1:13, Interceptor a 1:13, Dr. Fiend a 1:14, Hodgker 1:15. Flip is really trying to make some time up with a 1:13. Agulator and Chef also a 1:13. Lonnie, though, currently setting the fastest lap with a 1:12. Lonnie pulling it out of nowhere 3/4 through the race. He may have got his concentration back, and he's got too big of a gap to make up, but yeah, Lonnie's doing a hell of a job, though.
Yeah, and a lot of work to do for Interceptor. Obviously, Allo Champs hit again. We've got 30 litres of fuel left. There's no way he can run over 30 laps on less than a litre and black. But just watching that, he went from the start line to turn 1.3 of a litre. So it's gonna be impossible litre. I mean, that pit stop. Hello, champs. Possibly. Yeah, the friend hit and hijack. Hijack him up and have the pit. ESR chief is a pit. Yeah, so there's only going to be a few cars to pit. Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a mix. Some of the drivers have gone for the one pit stop strategy, while we have a couple then that are still going to go for the two then.
Yeah.
I think as the season goes on, I think we may see more drivers start doing more of a one pit stop, though. As the season goes on, though, Ryan, we're going to be going into the summer months. The tracks are going to get a lot hotter. So tire wear maybe could become a major factor before the season is over, making 2 pit stops mandatory almost, just for tires.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hodgeker's going through the pit.
Yeah, that 15. Hello. Mike, he's on lap 58. 6 lap gap. Hello, champs. Leading. 25 seconds. Awesome gap. And Flip is trying to.
Aloe Champs is looking like he is definitely going to be our winner tonight, Ryan. He has got a 20-second lead over Interceptor at the moment. And Dr. Fiend has about 23 seconds is about 23 seconds behind him, but also about 22 seconds in front of Flip Flip.
24 and 21. 25. Train's on 0.9 litres.
Oh yeah, Dot. We are seeing several of these drivers making some pit stops in the last 3 quarters of the race.
Allo Champ's coming across the line now. Start at 56 of 87. He is pulling big gap on Interceptor. If it runs how it's going, is friend getting tyres? No, is it just fuel? Wait and see.
I would think he would take tires, but I know sometimes we get a little bit of an animation glitch, and it doesn't show us them actually taking tires when they actually do.
No, I think that was just fuel.
But I have to say, so far, that was quite odd there. It looks like he had a little bit more power than he expected to have.
Yeah, he just drove straight on the wall. So 45 seconds Interceptor's got to Flip Flip. So there wasn't actually any time lost. But he is closing. But Flip Flip has got 45 seconds to just over 30 laps.
And let's see, Paulo is on the chat, he says that he thinks Allo Champs will have to pit again, but I thought we saw he had enough fuel to stay out for the distance, though. Ooh,
No, he's got 21 litres, so he'll have to pit within the next 10 laps.
Oh, that's a very nice call, y'all. Great work from Paulo and you too, Ryan. That is a fantastic call. I did not notice that at all. Yeah, it's gonna really hurt him. Once again, back to the length of that pit lane. Yeah, that's just a really long pit lane. So then we could very well end up seeing Allo Champs knocked out of first and Interceptor then take the lead. Then Ryan, do you think we could possibly have that happen?
Huh? What?
Do you think Allo Champs is going to lose his position once he does go through the pit to Interceptor?
I think he'll lose position, but he won't be that far away. If it is just fuel, he could just get out. Interceptor's got a good chance of winning here now. But I think it'll be about 15 or so seconds gap from Allo Champs to Interceptor. So I think we might have a good chance of Allo Champs battling Interceptor for the win.
Yeah, Paulo, who I suspect could be Bax, in the chat, is also his bets on Interceptor as well. I'm gonna have to. I gotta agree with you two. I really do. That pit lane again. I'm gonna keep beating that in the ground. Maybe Long Beach will hear me and shorten their pit lane. I highly doubt it, but you never know.
Just shorten it for you tomorrow.
Yeah, just shorten it tomorrow. Just shorten it when the GT3 race guys have to race it. I believe next week we have to do it in the GT3s. Y'all could just make it, like a quarter of the length. I know I would appreciate it. I think Joe Black would appreciate it. Flip in this race, already suffering from this extremely long pit lane one time, would surely appreciate it.
Yeah, so what we were saying about he's got a 30-second gap, which is going to be about enough. I think if Allo Champs fills up 40 litres when he pits, he should have enough at the end to make it. But there is 30 seconds gap between the two, so there could be 15 seconds, and then Allo Champs is just going to push. Might just see the battle align. But we've had a message from Sender. Hello there. How are you? How are you doing? I'm good. I don't know how you're doing.
Yeah, we're not talking to Kev. Kev's super fast in the GT3s.
Oh, is that Kev?
Yeah, it's Kev. We're not going to talk to Kev. He's just too fast. Unless he's willing to throw the race tomorrow, I'm not talking to him. No, I'm just kidding, Kev. How you doing, man? It's great to see you come in for the end of the race. You've missed some major carnage so far, but it has been a great race.
Allo Champs is in the pit lane, so this is it. Pit box. He's in. Up on the jacks. Is he getting tyres? No tyres.
No
just
tires?
fuel.
Ooh, he's trying to make it as fast as he can. Interceptor down to 20 seconds behind him.
Fuel is now done. Oh, he's putting a bit more fuel in. There we go. He's off. No repair, and he's got the floating cut. So we go.
Oh, he took a lot of fuel, Ryan.
Yeah, that's enough fuel to make it to the end. But the gap is, the worry is how big the gap is. I said 15 seconds. I'm saying 20 now.
Yeah,
20 seconds gap.
Pit lane is just, it's murder on their times. It really is.
Yeah.
Interceptor, definitely got the lead there.
Yeah, 15, 20 seconds, I was about right.
Oh, top-notch work, Ryan. That is a fantastic prediction.
Yeah, and that fuel, what, 40 litres plus the pit lane is 50 seconds. Is 50 seconds.
And Kev's in the chat trying to claim he's not fast, wanting to know what my lap times are going to be tomorrow for the GT3s and
Mine
Rapuna.
are 111.
Oh, yours are 111?
Yeah.
Kev, I'm doing a minute flat. That is my time around Rapuna. And it's really easy. It's very easy to do. What I do is I just get my car on top of yours.
And you just ride around.
And I just ride your car. Yeah.
Wait, Rapuna? Oh, Rapuna.
Yeah, Rapuna.
Less. I could do 59.
Oh. I don't know. That's the minute. The minute's tough enough. No, Kev. In all serious, Kev. I'm in somewhere in the mid-20s. I have a feeling I know what you're running, and I'm not gonna say it on air, but I'm somewhere in the mid-20s at the moment. But I plan on getting a lot of practice in tonight. Yes, Kev, I'm that slow. That's it. I'm not talking to Kev anymore.
How competitive are you compared to Kev?
Nowhere near. I don't have the competitive edge that a lot of the other drivers have. I just really enjoy. It's just so much fun to do it. I don't care where I finish on field. I just really enjoy having some close battles and racing with everybody at GAVRA, because I mean everybody.
Wait, what layout is it? Is it this?
It'll be the GP.
GP. So that's the one that they go flying down the straight and flick back on each other, right? Because there's like the little one that some people just use as like crash test.
Yeah, what is it? Club.
Yeah.
Janettas ran the club layout yesterday, and if y'all haven't seen that race, y'all should go to the GAVRA Racing YouTube channel and check out the Janetta race yesterday. The racers in the Janetta, I can't say guys, we have Joanna. So we have racers in the Janetta, and
wait, Joanna's back?
Yep, she's doing the Janettas in the Janettas on Wednesday, and they have been really battling it out. They have been just non-stop from the start of the race all the way to the end. The Janetta is turning out to be a fantastic league to watch. And of course you got
any space left.
Cadwell and Didex commentating on it, and they're doing a great job too. So yeah, I can't recommend everybody enough to tune in and check out the Janetta races. They're good. They're really good.
I mean, if there's a space still going, I might go join it, because I love the Janetta. Because my mate races the Janetta Juniors over here in following the British touring cars, and they're just nuts, the cars.
Oh, Kev says that Joanna got a disconnect yesterday, and he was saying I was that slow when I was talking about the minute. Yeah, I know. Only a minute around Rapuna Park GP. That's
I could do that on a push bike.
No, I don't think anybody could actually get a minute around Rapuna GP. When I looked at the leaderboards in time trials, I believe the fastest guys on time trials were running in the 118s somewhere, 117s to 118s around Rapuna in a GT3.
So Kev's running 117. So.
I have a prediction about what I think about what Kev is gonna run. But I'm not gonna call him out on it. Kev is actually, he's a great driver. He's really good. He's made a great addition to GAVRA Racing.
If Kev's driver, times he set.
He sets a really mean time. I'm not gonna lie. He's tough on track, and if I'm not mistaken, he also does it on a controller, which is even more talented. Myself,
oh my god,
I've done construction my whole life, and I have broke every bone in my hand with a hammer. So me and controllers and those little delicate movements, I cannot do them. I have to have a wheel. And yes, Joe, I'm still a little slow with the wheel. But it'll be okay.
I'm saying 118.
I believe Kev could probably do about a 118. But anyway, back to the race that we actually have on hand.
Yeah.
We have got, wow, we're down to 64 laps out of the 87. These guys will be getting pretty close to the end of it here soon. Interceptor still is managing he's fallen off of his lead through the middle of the race, Ryan, but towards the end, Ewan Bax called it exactly right and put himself right back on top with now a 18.5-second lead over Allochamps. Yeah, this is just getting pretty interesting here. Oh, it looks like Hodgker and Dr. Fiend are right on top of each other, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Get to that. They are side by side.
I think that was a smart move from Dr. Fiend there to tuck it in right behind Hodgker. That was definitely not the corner to try to go for it.
Like you said that, we nearly missed the battle. But he's still going to be able to go back at him into turn 1. That's the question. Going to try and keep with him.
It looks like it. Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like that little bit of aero damage is holding him back just a little bit down the straight.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a battle. What? Why? We'll stay on board with this and see if anything happens.
Yeah, Dr. Fiend really did have a good run there. He also is a new driver in GAVRA Racing and has been doing very well, I have to admit. Yeah, Kev, I agree. It'd be great if Allochamps could close that gap. He's got the pace at the moment, now that you bring it up. His last lap was a 1:12. Interceptors was a 1:13. Literally 1 second difference, so the laps are there. If he maintains his pace, he could catch Interceptor. I believe with about 2 or 3 laps to be able to make a move, but he's going to have to really stay on top of that pace. Speaking of pace, Ryan, Flip Flip is now also doing some 1:12s.
Yeah. Yeah, so as it seems, at the moment, they're both closing in about a second a lap. This is where we're going to see that battle, as I said about earlier. These two, they're going to be a battle. And even Pablo said that, if we're lucky. I've got there is going to be a battle. I don't think Flip Flip's going to be able to get in it. But I feel like it's going to be Allochamps and Interceptor crossing the line.
Yeah, I believe Flip Flip actually has the time and the pace to catch Allochamps, and Allochamps has the time and the pace to catch Interceptor. I think there's a possibility of all three of these guys being right on top of each other close to the end, but we do still have, what is that, 20 laps now to go, so there's still, anything can happen. This is Long Beach, after all, as we've kept saying.
Yeah, it's Allochamps at a 1:12.7. That's the line for 12. Yeah. Oh, he's closing in.
It's gonna be tight. I do believe it's gonna be very tight right here at the end. They're pushing really hard right now, Ryan. Allochamps, Flip Flip both managing to maintain their 1:12 pace. And yeah, just like you said, they are slowly closing the gap. Yeah. Allochamps now down to, well, he was down to 1:14. Or, sorry, 14-second gap. He's right at 15 seconds again now, though.
Yeah. But
I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
20 laps to go. 19 laps to go. Now. There's 15 seconds between these two. And Allochamps just done 22 seconds fast. Oh! Allochamps like.
Oh, did Allochamps have a little mess up there? I looked away for the screen for half a second.
It literally, as he looked away, he just put a stop straight, and then I looked back and I just looked at it and I was just like, where is he? And then all I see was him going across the over the Dolphin roundabout. So I don't know if that was just
You know, I have to say, Ryan, I just noticed one thing, though. None of the drivers have any penalties at the moment.
Yeah, and that's
very impressive. This is
it's very impressive.
a brutal
but
track.
I think that it's very hard to get a penalty here.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of hard to go off a track, isn't it?
Yeah, the only places you can really go off is that Dolphin roundabout at turn 2, 3. But looking at times, he's still closing Hello Champs. He needs to keep going at this speed. If he can keep going at this speed, which is flying through, he can close it in. He could be battling the lead here, the win.
I agree, he definitely could. And yeah, I think Kev is in the chat agreeing with us too. His prediction is as long as he can close in 0.8 seconds per lap. So yeah, right there at the 1 second. And still, this is his third lap in a row in the 112s. He's got it down to 113.3, 113.1, 112. Yep, he is definitely, he's on it now. He's starting to make up some good ground at the moment. But Ryan Flip is hanging in right there behind him. His gap is still managing. He's not really getting any closer, but he's not falling behind any.
And he is closing. About 13 seconds now with 17 laps to go.
Well, he cut about 2 seconds off of that last lap and really closed that gap a decent amount there. I'm looking down through everybody else in the field. Yeah, Dr. Fiend and Hodgkin are still the only other closest drivers, but there's 11 seconds between those two. They could potentially catch each other, but Dr. Fiend is currently running a 112, and Hodgkin is currently running a 114, so I think it's going to be a little bit unlikely. But Ryan, I just noticed Chef has managed to climb his way up into 7th. After all that first lap carnage, he's at this point he has earned my vote for driver of the day. And yeah, real quick, everybody watching, I'll pop that back up there to let y'all know who your choices for driver of the day are. And you get to choose between Agulator, Dr. Fiend. You can vote for Solo. He was not in here, but you can still vote for him. And ESR Chef. Yeah, Ryan, I think I'm going to end up... My vote is sealed in for Chef at the moment.
Yeah, he had the issue at the start. He's had a couple of pit stops, but he's kept going. And that's the true determination of the driver there. You saw the crash. You've seen what's happened. He's carried on driving. And that is true driver there.
Oh, yeah, and Chef is... he's one of the fan favorites as well. He always puts on a great show. He will literally keep his car right up your tailpipe the whole time, or keep it right next to you the entire race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, he was in the BMW Stance Works last season, so huge change up of cars between the two.
Why is Hello Champs up there? Hello Champs is here. Hello Champs. Oh, drive today. I don't know.
Because he's leading the race. Yes. Basically, Kev, I'm going to pick 4 drivers before each race, and then y'all will get to pick between those 4. And this will not only help me keep the votes more, instead of us having one vote for almost every driver on the field, it helps keep the votes a little bit simpler, and it gives all of the drivers a better chance of getting the driver of the day.
Kev, you can't be giving someone a vote that's not even on the driver of the day list.
Yeah, no, we can't let you do that. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that back off the screen so y'all can see more of the action. But yeah, I believe about lap 84, I'm gonna That's gonna be about lap 84. I'm gonna start sealing in driver of the day though, because I do have to get the graphics ready for the podium position. That gives me 3 laps.
Yeah. Oh, as Aloe Champ just puts it slightly in the more.
That definitely is gonna hurt his time just a little bit. But am I seeing that right, Ryan? Is he down to almost 10 seconds from Interceptor?
Yeah, that's 11.2 seconds. As we've got 14 laps to go, and Interceptor actually has some traffic ahead of him.
This is gonna be very, very close right here at the end, I think. Champs, I have to say, he's literally pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah, he is pushing that car.
Him and Flip is trying to gain. He's got his gap down to... well, he's taken about 4 seconds off of his gap, but I think at this point, Flip doesn't... He'll hold on to third, but I don't think he's going to catch Champs. But Champs, my God. Where?
Yeah,
I don't understand this.
Pushed this car like hell.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he literally has got to have this car on its edge and maybe then some. I believe this is about the...
Flip didn't have the damage, them two will be side by side pushing now. But it is now just over 10 seconds with 13 laps to go. Can Champs push that car hard enough to get that win? Battle for it as it comes through turn 1 there.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, I am classic for making foot in my mouth predictions. So I'm going to go ahead and predict now. Because I'm not scared to have my foot in my mouth. I'm going to predict that Champs is going to take this win. I think he's going to catch Interceptor and he's going to get the move done.
It's now just over 9 seconds. And he's closed over a second within the first 2. Yeah, Pablo, he does that. He's 11 minutes behind. Yeah,
he's had a hard time with on this track, and I've started to say earlier that thankfully none of the drivers had issues with their pit crews, but I think he may have had issues with his pit crew.
Interceptor's had an issue this lap. Look at his lap time, 1:14.0, whereas Champ is just going to settle 1:12.6.
Oh, that is really going to hurt him, Ryan.
Yeah.
That is really just going to enable Champs to really close that gap right on up. I was scared of having my foot in my mouth, kinda. I didn't check. I got up this morning in a rush, put on my same socks, so I got on some really nasty socks at the moment. So I really don't want my foot in my mouth.
Hell, you're a man.
Yep. But Interceptor, I think he's going to lose this position to Champs, Ryan.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. But looking at it, Interceptor's got some issue with the back marker here now. The back marker's actually trying to unlap him. We're not going to. Well, hopefully, we're not going to see a Verstappen Esteban Ocon Brazil. Yeah. But he lost 2 seconds that lap, and he's now down to 7 seconds.
Oh yeah. I guess there's not really any great places except for the front or back straight to really let a front marker get by you on this track. All the turns are really too tight to let anybody by. So yeah, that explains where we've seen it. But now, Ryan, Champs has dropped off of his 112 laps. He's dropped to a 113 flat.
I think that issue going to do the but this is lost a bit of time as well.
Well, I have to say we've got right at 10 laps to go, and Ryan, the drivers have not disappointed us right here at the end of the race. I don't know about you, but I'm on the edge of my seat to see who takes this win between Interceptor and Champs. Champs is
can
pace.
Keep this 112s up. He could get it. With 10 laps to go. He's got 7 seconds, which will be 6 seconds at the end of this lap. And this will...
And he's closing in about a second per lap. Very consistently, too.
Yeah. And,
Flip also has really taken a chunk off of his time. He's only 25 seconds from the leader now, so he's taken about 8 seconds now off of his time as well, trying to close in the gap.
Total, I think he's taken 20 seconds.
Wow. So yeah, even though we only have 9 drivers left, everybody, they're not disappointing. These guys are... Oh, as we've got somebody around. Ryan, I saw some car parts laying in the track. That is not a good sign.
That is Lonnie and Mike.
Oh.
T-Bone.
Oh no, very unfortunate for those drivers. Especially with only the 10 laps of the race left. Hopefully they'll be able to finish it out. It did look like one of their cars was carrying a lot of damage though. Very unfortunate. Yeah, so if everybody watching, you think this track is tough on these Ferraris with these little cars, just wait till I believe it's next week when you see it with the GT3s. And there we have a very odd field in the GT3s. We've got the Bentleys, the Cadillacs, the Genettas. We have almost all the unpopular cars. The Jetta is nasty. That is a nasty car. It is so mean.
I love them.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I love it. It is a crazy good car.
It is. They are so strong through the corner. And if you guys have never driven them, I would highly recommend it. They are planted every corner. They just sit. So you can sit them on the rim basically and fly through these corners. This track, no worries with. If you go in the Cadillac, you're gonna have problems all day. That car is rubbish.
Oh, I disagree. I like the Cadillac. It does need a little the default tune on it. I will admit is definitely it's rubbish. But the car itself is good. Kind of like the Bentley. The Bentley just needed a little bit of tuning, and it's actually really quick. But just, yeah, we've got some really big cars, like that big monster Cadillac, those huge Bentleys going around this track. It's going to be epic to watch.
With just under 9 laps to go, there is a 5.5 second gap between Allo Champ and Interceptor. This is where it's going to get tense now between these two.
Oh, it really is.
Allo Champ is pushing that car. Interceptor's last lap was a 1:15. Allo Champ's was a 1:13.
So by that gap, he should have him in about 3 laps if he can keep that kind of pace going. Then.
Yeah, he should have him on the end of the third lap.
Yeah, way before my prediction of just I figured he would catch him within the last 2 or 3 laps, but he's gonna catch him with about 6 laps still to go. It looks like. And Kev says now that Long Beach in the GT3s is easy and fun. Fun, I will not disagree with you on. Easy, we're gonna butt heads on that one. Definitely not an easy track in those GT3s. Those corners get really crowded very fast.
Yeah, and 4 seconds of gap. Just a second ago, there was 4 seconds as the back marker let Allo Champ's car. Allo Champ is closing now. Now, can he close this gap even more? That lap, he actually lost time. Interceptors have got 7 laps to hold it. Oh, Allo Champ making a little bit of a mistake there and losing a little bit of time. His lap.
Yeah, this is where I really start loving it. I'm already starting to get these guys podium position together because I'm anticipating a lot of changes and some great fights between Allo Champs and Interceptor. Ryan, the last race, last Tuesday F1, they literally kept me on the edge of my seat. I was literally changing out graphics as the in-game podium was loading in. That's how close it was. And it was very difficult, but I loved it. And I'm hoping that these guys are gonna have me on the edge of my seat doing the same thing. though I am trying to be a little bit more predictive about it this time. Yeah, so I believe at this point, I think, Ryan, I believe Flip Flip is in the top 3 for our podium. I believe Flip Flip is the only one sealed into a 3rd place position. I really don't know what's going to happen between Alochamps and Interceptor.
Yeah, Flip Flip will get 3rd place more likely at this rate. But I'm worried about the gap between Alochamps and Interceptor. Alochamps has backed off a lot here. Interceptor's still at his reasonable speed. Interceptor could actually hold it off straight.
Oh.
It's half a second a lap. That would be 10 laps to go if he can close it. But in saying that, Interceptor just lost a second and a half in one straight. 3 seconds away, and it goes back up to 4 seconds.
Kev, I agree. Yeah, first lap on Long Beach in the GT3s is going to be very, very hectic. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead real quick. It's that time for y'all to go ahead and start voting for your driver of the day choices. Like I already said, my vote is sealed in for Chef. He had a major collision at the start of the race, fell all the way back to 13th. Got his car fixed and has done a great comeback into 7th. So
yeah,
that's my vote. Ryan, how about you? Who are you feeling for driver of the day?
I mean, Chief, he's done quite well with driving this race. He struggled at the start, and then he stayed in the pack, and he's just trying to find the rhythm, try and keep up with the guys in front, just have a race. But obviously, being like 2 laps down, you can't really do much. There's only Defriend and Aguilera, which Aguilera and Defriend are 4th, 6th. So 4th, 6th, and 7th to pick from.
Yes, yeah, Dr. Fiend, he's done a great job. He had a really good race last week as well. He does a great job on track.
Oh! Look at the time between Alochamps and Interceptor.
Oh!
Over a second, so this is going to be closing up now.
4 laps left. They're gonna do it to us, Ryan. They're gonna have us on the edges of our seats.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with them on the last lap, most likely. Yeah, this is gonna be great. And Kev says he's gonna be stubborn, and he's still voting for Alochamps. But yeah. Alochamps is on the podium. But either way, though, it's right now it's sounding like we'll give y'all a few more minutes in the chat to say who y'all want to vote for. But it's looking like we're gonna have Chef for the driver of the day, which I think he's definitely earned it.
Yeah. With the drive Alochamps has had, he's had 2 pit stops, and he is right on the back of Interceptor here with only 3 laps to go. And he is going to push that car. Looking at fuel. Oh, 2 litres a lap. Intercept. I was about right. Interceptor finishing about. I said about 8. I was wrong. It's probably about 4. 2 to 4 litres of fuel. But Alochamps has got 14, so he's got a little bit more of free play to run the engine a bit harder. With 3 laps to go, can Alochamps close in and get this win? Or is he going to just hold back and take the 2nd place?
It's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight. What are they down to now? 3 laps?
2 seconds.
2.5 laps?
2.5 laps with 2 seconds.
Kev, you should try being in our seats trying to figure out who to tell y'all who the winner is and trying to do the graphics if you think it's frustrating from your side to watch. But this is what keeps it great, though. I mean, I literally am on the edge of my seat with all of my graphics and everything up, ready to change everything out for the end of the race. I don't know, Ryan. Alochamps could leave me with my crusty foot in my mouth.
Hello, Champs is just listening. I want you to
He probably is. He probably is. He's probably sitting there listening and saying, "Nah, I'm gonna leave that commentator with his crusty foot in his mouth."
Yeah, what you gotta do is now, if you do, you've got to put it in the commentator's box. You gotta take a photo and put it in the commentator's box. Because oh, Mike has been given a penalty.
Oh, he is. That had to have been a pit penalty, because like we were talking about earlier, there's not many places to actually pick up a penalty around here. Yeah, this is a hair-raising finish for me right here, Ryan, I have to say. I mean, I love it, but man, this is close. He's got the gap down to 2.4 seconds, 2.2, but Ryan, he's having a hard time sealing the deal on those final 2 seconds. And only 2 laps left. This is going to be tight. This is going to be so tight.
Okay, so Alan Chad. This lap is one of the. These Alan Champs now just backing off. His interceptor realised that Alan Champ actually right in the back of him, beating up.
Oh, I think you hit it on the head right there, Ryan. I just looked at Interceptor's time, and he's now starting to pull some 112s. So that's probably why we're seeing Alachamps having a hard time close those last 2 seconds in.
Interceptor is just slowed down a bit. Alachamps has just got 1.5 seconds, 1.7 seconds. If he can close it through the final sector, which he should be able to, as they just both overlap another back mark. It's 2.1 seconds coming into. Oh, we're on to the final lap now. I think someone's got to get their foot in their mouth.
I could very well. Back says his money is still on Interceptor. Well, you know, I got to take a little bit of risk in the commentary box too, just like the drivers on track.
Yep. I don't think it's going to plan out well for you.
It's not looking like it. But this is what it all comes down to, everybody. Ryan just called it last lap. I don't know, Ryan. I mean, Interceptor's got the pressure on him, but I don't know. This is gonna be really tough to make.
1.9 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen unless Interceptor has a backs off majorly here. Interceptor's done this really well with the fuel. He went in with only 1.9 litres of fuel, and he's coming across the line with just under 3 litres.
And there they are around the back stretch. They're getting close to coming down for the last one.
Oh,
Interceptor's so close.
Oh, I thought Alachamps was going to make it there into the final corner.
I did too. That was his last chance too.
He's won the race. Alachamps, phenomenal drive off the second pit stop to finish just within a second.
I agree. That was a fantastic race right there at the end between Interceptor and Alachamps. We can look at the screen and tell how happy Interceptor is. He did not cross the line with very much fuel at all, I don't believe.
No.
Number
2, Alachamps started across the line with 5, flipped across the line with 8. Then, Dr. Friend, he crossed the line with 5.3. So.
Yeah, it's covered it up with the banner on my screen. I can't see it. But Ryan, I have to say that was a hell of a finish. That was fantastic out of all these drivers tonight. It looks like everybody's trying to give us a little show there too. We know Interceptor's happy about his win. That was fantastic. He did a great job picking his pace up right there at the end. Well, Ryan, I'll leave you with the rundown.
So, winning the race was Interceptor taking the win just over 1 second. with Allo Champs leading the two-stop strategy, guys, and him in second place. And then we go flip-flip, the two teammates in second and third. And we got Interceptor's teammate, the friend, in fourth, Hajar in fifth, Agulator sixth, ESR Chef seventh, Lonnie eighth, Mike ninth, and Mike and Lonnie ended up with 7 pit stops.
I don't know. I think he did pick up a good bit of damage there. Yep. I was a little slow on getting us switched over to our podium screen, but managed to keep us almost completely out of the Project Cars 2 screen there. And yeah, I've got the leaders and the driver of the day on the screen, everybody. As y'all can see, Interceptor, Ryan. I don't even know what to say about Interceptor and Alochamps with that finish. That was absolutely insane. That was a phenomenal finish out of those guys. And yeah, flip in the third, and we gave ESR Chef the driver of the day. Yeah, Ryan, that was a good race. I have to admit, that was a very good race. I expected much more carnage out of Long Beach. How they managed to avoid most of it, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it was very odd, and very close with the finish. And,
no, Kev, I don't think the points are wrong. I'll check them after, and I could end up with 2 feet in my mouth, but these are the points before this race.
that's
yeah.
probably what you're on about. Because flip 130 points, Allo Champs on 24, and Interceptor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little it's too much for me to keep the points updated instantaneously. So I pull them, I update, I do just like Sig, I update the point. Everybody's points gets updated once a week. So when they make it on the podium next week, they'll have this week's points on there. So, yeah, some around that don't sound right, but yeah.
I just realised this F1 was just shooting past in the background. There's the
there's a few little Ferraris still out there doing a few little final laps though. But as everybody can see, the sun has set on us. Of course, I guess it's a little odd statement now that I realize we started this race in the dark, and maybe I should have shot just a slightly different video that took us from night to morning, and I could have a different line, but I didn't. But anyway, everyone, the sun has gone down. The drivers are going home. Maybe we can get these people out of the stands and get them to go home too. Ryan, I cannot thank you enough for jumping in.
Yeah, on literally the last minute.
Yeah, literally the last minute.
At 7:30 in the UK, oh, we need to step in, and I'm like, I'm just getting in the bath. I literally got in the bath, literally washed, and then joined the session.
Well, I can't thank you enough for being able to jump in.
I haven't had a rush in like 5-6 months, so I might have to make a comeback to the tree box if there's a seat available. I'll make a return.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Huge congratulations to the winners of the race and our driver of the day, Chef, and a massive thanks to the administrators of GAVRA Racing and GAVRA himself for taking all their time to organize all this. And Ryan, I'll leave it with you to do the final call out.
Yeah, just thanks for you guys checking in and keeping us alive with conversation. Obviously, as for the first 30 laps, it was just the battles, flip and Interceptor. Then after that, you guys come in and gave us a bit of a conversation. Got sidetracked to Project Cars 3, but that's what happens with most commentators. The F1 commentators always Yeah, no, thank you guys for coming in, and that's it, really. If you want to, the stream.
Yep. All right. Well, everyone, have a good night, and we will see y'all next week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the GT3. It's gonna be epic, and hopefully it won't be disastrous. Good night, everyone.